We were having some audio issues here. Good morning, everyone. Congresswoman Ayanna Pressley here, representative for the Massachusetts 7th Congressional District. It is deeply meaningful to be here with all of you. Thank you for your steadfast partnership and commitment to saving lives. This morning, I went to the House floor to share the story, to make good on a promise that I made to a 17-year-old young girl named Sarah, to share her story, the story of she and her family.
Recording in progress.
Sarah is a brilliant artist. She has a penchant for the color black like me and motorcycle jackets, a loving sister. Two of her brothers were killed in an Israeli airstrike. It left her savagely burned and severely injured, her body mutilated. I met her in New York, where she is seeking desperately overdue medical care. Her mother was by her side, thousands of miles away from her other surviving siblings in Gaza. I want to bring Sarah and her family into this space because pundits and politicians alike have lost sight of humanity. Our destinies are tied. Sarah's brother, Mohammed, was a kind and gentle 8-year-old who would light up the room. Her 15-year-old brother, Ahmed, loved to ride horses with her. They could be our children. They are our children. This war, this genocide has persisted for months as the United States has sent bombs that have claimed the lives of elders, babies, parents, students, journalists, and loved ones. I do not believe we can fathom the scale of 40,000 Palestinians killed. It is unconscionable and unfathomable. Every one of those people had a family, a story. So let me be clear. While the United States Congress wrongly platforms Prime Minister Netanyahu today, a war criminal, I want to platform the people. The civilians killed, the hostages, their families. We must not lose sight of our shared humanity because our destinies are tied. For nearly 9 months, the Israeli military has used U.S. weapons to massacre Palestinians in Gaza in violation of both U.S. and international law. They have operated with impunity and callous disregard for human life while perpetrating horrific human rights abuses. The horrific attack carried out by Hamas on October 7th was unconscionable, and we condemn it unequivocally. And the unprecedented siege on Gaza and massacre of Palestinian people in retaliation has been horrifying. Neighborhoods leveled, hospitals, churches, mosques, and schools destroyed, hostages put further at risk. Let me make it plain. The U.S. government has been shamefully complicit in the Israeli military's genocide of the Palestinian people. While Congress turns its attention elsewhere, we continue to be met with the most gut-wrenching and devastating news about the torture and devastation, the bombing, the famine the Palestinians are enduring, shelters incinerated by U.S.-made bombs, people turned to ash by U.S.-made bombs, innocent men, women, children, and elderly burned, maimed, mutilated by U.S.-made bombs, a horrific hellscape. And yet today, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, an accused war criminal, is being given a platform in Congress. And the world is watching. The United States must immediately halt the transfer and sales of offensive weapons to the state of Israel. We must put an end to this unjust war. We must stop the genocide. The eyes of history are upon us, and we must work to save lives and end the massacre of Palestinians. The Israeli government has violated international law, U.S. law, and it has not responded to diplomatic pressure from the United States to reverse course. U.S. law clearly states that the U.S. cannot provide military aid to any country that is prohibiting or restricting the delivery of U.S. assistance into any region. Yet that's exactly what we have seen from the Israeli government. Convoy after convoy of humanitarian aid delayed or blocked from entering Gaza. Widespread famine that has forced the United States to literally airdrop food into Gaza and build a temporary pier in an unsuccessful bid to deliver aid by sea. Human rights organizations all across the globe have documented the Israeli government's repeated use of U.S. bombs to attack civilians. The International Criminal Court has alleged Israel is committing the war crimes of starvation and extermination, and it is seeking arrest warrants for Israeli government leaders. This should be a damning wake-up call for the United States. Our tax dollars must not be used to violate international law, let alone our own. We must enforce U.S. law. We must push for a permanent ceasefire to return all hostages and deliver life-saving humanitarian aid. And we must enact an immediate offensive arms embargo to prevent further death and destruction in Gaza. Thank you all again. Thank you all again for your sweat equity, for centering our shared humanity, and for your partnership in pursuing a just and lasting peace for Israelis and Palestinians alike. Peace is possible.